Where is he? I don't know. We said we'd meet at sunset, didn't we? Yeah. Hey, I can't wait to try these debug keys out and see if we can zoom in on the moon. I know. Do you think we'll get all the way? Sorry I'm late. I just had to get one more fitting done. What are you wearing? Well, if we're gonna go to the moon, I'm gonna need a spacesuit, right? Oh, no. We're not actually going to the moon. We're just viewing it up close, but from the ground. Oh. But I just got this fitted, and it's space-proof and everything. Sorry, I know, I should have been more clear. Think of it more like a super telescope, like your eyes have got super zoom. So, we're not going into space then? I'm afraid not. Oh. Do you think I can get my deposit back on this? Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft The Journey with me, Bugman. One second. That's better. Welcome back everybody to Minecraft The Journey with me, Bugman CX, or should I say Spaceman CX, because I'm out here by a spaceship, because I went up to meet up with my friends earlier because they told me that we could zoom in on the moon, and I sort of thought we were going to go into space, but I guess not. We're actually going to use the debug keys that we introduced in Minecraft Beta 1.9 pre-release 5 and see if we can get to the moon. But before we do, I got to get out of this spacesuit. It's way too tight. What exactly is he doing up there? I don't know. Some sort of Instagram thing, I think. This is taking forever. Should we just go? Yeah, okay. All right, I think we're ready to go. By the way, this is not my build. This is a build that I found on YouTube by Ectovink, and I just loved it because this reminds me of the Tintin rocket, and that's exactly what he said in his video for doing this as well. So I'll leave a link in the description on how to build it down below. Where have my friends gone? Guys? Guys? You know what? I think they've probably gone home. They don't really like it when I go off and do all this YouTube stuff. They think I'm some sort of influencer or something, but it doesn't matter. We can zoom to the moon on our own. And of course, just as a reminder for how this works, we're going to use the Y and the H keys. These two debug keys were added in this version, so we can use the Y key to zoom in and get all sorts of detail on all sorts of things just like this, and the H key to bring us back. We can even go further back. And we can use Y and H together to reset the zoom back to normal. I'm actually going to take advantage of one other option first, which is in here somewhere in video settings. We should see clouds. We can now turn the clouds on and off. So I'm going to turn the clouds off for this. And as you can see, we have a full moon to explore. So if I press U and move forward, I'm just going to keep going towards the moon. And let's see what happens. Wow. Okay, I'm having to shift the camera up ever so gently because the moon is obviously in orbit around us, but look at that. It's so big and up close. Let's keep going. I'm wondering if I will actually reach the moon and go through it. I've just gone through the moon. I don't believe that. I'm going backwards. Oh, I didn't think that that was possible, but wow. I can't believe I went through the moon. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Right through the moon. Wow. Now, moving the camera around doesn't really give me anything here, so I have to move back out again. Where's the moon? There's the moon. Wow. I didn't think that was possible in Minecraft. The reason it's not possible to reach the sun or the moon or the stars in Minecraft is because the light box above us, the sky up there, is projected relative to the player's position. So as I'm walking forward like this, the position of the sun is the same distance away from me as it is when I walk backwards. Wherever I am, the sun and the moon and the stars will always be the same distance away from me. But of course, because we can use our zoom keys, it's possible to change our field of view or our zoom level and get closer. So our player isn't getting closer. In fact, I'm walking backwards right now. But from the perspective of the game, we've zoomed in considerably. Just to build that whole rocket required a whole lot of red wool, so I decided instead of going out into the world and trying to find roses, I would build myself a little flower farm, and it's right here behind me, up in this section here. And the way that it works is I've got this nice green grassy patch here, which we can bone meal up like this, and hopefully some flowers that we want will appear. In this case, I think maybe we want yellow dye for some reason. Yeah. Then we can go over here and stand on these pressure plates or press this button. Doing either will activate the water like this, and it will flush all of the items down here to this collection stream here, and they'll just end up right down here in the collection zone where I can walk in and pick them up and put them away. Now, they don't all flush because the water only goes through for half a second or so, but after a few flushes, they will make their way down, and it's pretty easy to walk in here and pick up these items anyway. So let's do another one. Oh, we finally got one red rose here. Isn't that nice? Thank you, game. So we can do it again, and really quickly we see that it flushes away, and we can just keep repeating the process like this, walk on the pressure plate, and over again, we can get all of these items that we want. Now, it's a little bit slow in that you got to stand on the pressure plate, but you've also got to wait for the water to flush through before you can do the bone meal again. Otherwise, you're just wasting bone meal. But it's okay. You can just stand here for half an hour or so and get quite a lot of resources, including seeds, which is really good if you want to plant some wheat somewhere. One of the things I noticed, though, and I didn't plan for when I was building this, is that I put the water back and up by one block here to ensure that there was enough space for it to reach this edge here. And so I had enough grass space here as well to be able to plant things. But when you stand on it, you'll see that the water goes down and then it drops at this layer here. And I want to show you what happens because it's a little bit problematic. Let me pick up a couple of flowers and you'll see exactly what happens. Let's plant a couple of these and a couple of these like that. Now, when I activate the water, watch these flowers carefully. They disappear, and that's because this water here is flowing downwards, and apparently when water flows downwards, it destroys blocks like this that are in its path. I didn't plan for that, but I'm not too bothered by it because it only makes the farm a tiny bit lossy. I've been working through all of the enchantments in Beta 1.9, as you know, and there was one enchantment that slipped through the net, and none of you told me. And it should be this one right here. Fire aspect. Why didn't anyone tell me about fire aspect? Go on then, let's have a look at what it does. Fire aspect, levels 1 and 2. Enchantment behavior, lights mobs on fire when hit. Additional levels increase the duration of the fire. I thought the observatory might be the perfect place to test this out. We've got the beautiful waning crescent moon up there, and there should be plenty of mobs out here to go away and murder. All right, here we go. Let's start with these two over here. I'm keen to see just how well this fire aspect sword behaves against you. And you. Oh, that is a sight to see. This just may be one of those situations where I'm more used to modern day Minecraft mechanics, but if you set a mob on fire and it does damage to you, I'm always used to it setting you on fire. Oh, nearly died. But in this version of the game, that doesn't happen, which makes fire aspect actually quite powerful. As we saw, there are actually 2 levels to fire aspect, and we have fire aspect 2, which deals 4 seconds of fire damage per level. So this should be 8 seconds of fire damage. But I think combined with my sharpness on this sword, it's causing these creepers to die pretty quickly. Oh, come on then. Didn't like that, did you? It's a new morning, and I think the question on everybody's lips is, can I cook breakfast with my fire aspect sword? I'm sorry, cow, but I feel like a delicious steak sandwich. No. Really? Well, I might be able to do a steak tartare. I'm not completely uncivilized. Pre-release 5 adds in even more changes, so I think it's time for a little bit of spot the difference. On the left is pre-release 4, and on the right is pre-release 5. I don't know about you, but I can't see anything.
What?
Pocket bug?
Can't you see it? It's so obvious.
What do you mean? Maybe if I squint a bit? Hey, you're right. The iron block's all stripy.
Duh, but what about all the others?
What others?
All the blocks are different.
What, really? I can't even tell.
You probably need glasses. Wait, you've already got glasses.
You know what? He's probably right. I mean, when you line up the blocks side by side like this, you can hardly tell any difference. I mean, if you look at these block by block, you can definitely see some minor pixel changes between each of the versions, but is it really enough to change the whole look and feel of the game? When I upgraded, I didn't even notice the difference. I'm not sure if you would. Would you? I mean, look at that. It's only just a few pixels, right? Well, you would think so, but here's a little house I've built using all of the blocks that changed between these versions. Looks fine, right? But now compare this to the textures from pre-release 4. There are some differences, sure, but look again. It's a pretty big shift, just a few pixel tweaks here and there, and the textures in pre-release 5 are looking much smoother than pre-release 4. There were a few other quality of life fixes in this version as well. The lighting on the stair blocks was fixed so they don't look really weird and dark anymore. That really long reach in creative mode got removed, so unfortunately you can't hit mobs from a really long distance anymore. There was a bug fixed with melon blocks which would drop only one slice. In creative mode, the hostile mobs no longer follow the players, but it doesn't always work. And a really useful one for me was a new command added in multiplayer where you can toggle downfall. That'll turn the rain off, and that's really useful for me because I use multiplayer a lot when I'm using cameras for different angles and time lapses and things like that, but if the server starts raining, it never stops. You can't turn it off. The only way to do it is to shut down the server and restart the whole server, and that's just really annoying. So I'm really happy with that one. One of the features that I love about this base is just the chaos going on. As you can see, there are spiders falling out of that hole behind me, and right up there in that one above my head, you might also see every now and then some spiders dropping down too, but now zombies are also falling out of that hole because I have made some modifications around the base here that I do want to show you. When we first moved into the ravine here, I found this zombie spawner up here, somewhere between the surface up there and down here, and I didn't really do anything with it until a while ago, in between episodes where I decided to make this XP grinder room here. It's nothing special, they don't even have low hit points or anything, they're just simply here. And then I thought, why not hook this up to the central elevation system we have, where the spiders go up into that hole and drop down into the void? So I did, I modified the ceiling section up here, and now zombies, if you flick this lever over here, which I almost forgot to do, a piston will fire and it will reroute the zombies across this way, and they'll make their way through this water channel here. Once inside, they'll make their way down this water channel here, and if we follow it ourselves, it'll go all the way through this way, up the classic water elevator, however many levels this is, I don't know. They just keep going, and then, finally, once the zombies reach the top, they'll make their way along here, continue to push through, and we're right above where the spiders are at the moment. Once they reach this section here, they'll just drop down into the main spider stream here, and if I continue along this way, I am actually going to fall into the void, so I'm going to eject myself out here, and if we go around this way and have a look from up here, you can see that that zombie following behind me should appear here very, very shortly and then fall down straight into the void. There you go, off you go, buddy. See you later. So now that we've got skeletons and cave spiders coming out of there, and cave spiders and zombies coming out of there, going into the void, you know what? I don't think that's going to be enough. Ow! Because there's another change that we're going to take advantage of. Listen carefully. Do you hear that? Right around us here somewhere is a slime chunk. It sounds like it's coming from right through here. Hello? Hello there. We have a slime chunk right here in the base, and I never knew that because up until this version, slimes used to spawn between levels 0 and 16 only, but from this version, they now spawn up to level 40, and we're currently at level 35, so it explains why we have a slime that seems to be stuck here inside of a cobweb or something, making a lot of noise. But I think the plan now... Oh, look, another one! But I think the plan now is to carve out this area, figure out exactly where this chunk is, and see how we can get these slimes into our mob dropping system. Well, I've done some crude calculations, and let's have a look at what we've got. We've got one corner of the chunk here, one corner of the chunk over there, and then it goes off in this direction here. If you head out this way, it does intersect with this little village area here. You can see this is the corner of the chunk, and just around here is also here. This is also the corner of the chunk, and I have seen some slimes in this area that have made their way out here over the last few days, so I definitely know that that's part of the chunk. There is another problem as well. Let's go over this way, through here, down the back here. You can see that this is inside the chunk, this little area here, and if we head down here, right around here, we're right on top of the potion area, but that's okay. I think we're just going to have to work around this. As you can see, we've met... Let's try that again, shall we? Well, as you can see, I've built up the bottom spawning platform here, and I've installed these water channels as well. So if I just pop down, it's a little bit darker here because we are quite far down close to bedrock. But as the slimes spawn in this area, they should drop off the edge and fall into these water channels. This is exactly the same system that I set up around the Beta Lake area, so hopefully it'll just work exactly the same. And when I come back here, I need to dig out these sections above me here so that the slime have somewhere to fall. I didn't quite plan for that yet, but there should be enough room, at least on these back sides, and any side where we run into something like this, where we've got the potion brewing area. We'll just have to work around it because thankfully slime don't pick one direction and just stay stuck that way anymore. They now change direction randomly as they hop around, so they should work their way out of any problem areas like that. But we'll see what we do with that when we get there. Once the slime do fall into these water channels, they should make their way through the system like this. And I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit and push myself forward. But once the slime make their way up this back stairwell here, they should make their way up to the top and then emerge up here where they'll make their way down this water channel. And as you know, this section here is right above the void hole. So just down here, they should fall down here to their untimely demise, and it should be a whole bunch of laughs, right? Look at this, we have officially done it. We've got, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spawning pads for slime right here, tucked away around these existing builds. I'm just going to jump into a creative copy of this world so we can fly around here and have a little bit of a look at what this all looks like. Here are the spawning pads. This is the topmost pad, and we'll point out some of the things that we're behind here. In here is the pig spawning farm. So occasionally I am actually getting pigs spawning up here on the top layer, which I didn't quite expect, but I did put grass here, so I suppose it makes sense. Right through here, we've got the village in here, so obviously we couldn't build out into this section. And now if you go down this way, we've got, oh, hello pig. We've got some spawning pads and then some more spawning pads over there. That's the village well right there. Down here, we've got the potion brewing area, of course, so we really had to accommodate that when we built this out. And then a couple more layers down here, just avoiding this whole space here, really, but still allowing plenty of room for slimes to spawn and then eventually fall off the edge here. Don't see any at the moment, unfortunately, but here's another spawning pad and, of course, the final one at the bottom. Now, are there any slime in the system right now? No, of course. Oh, there's one. There's one little slime. Now, it's tracking me at the moment, so unfortunately it's just not following along the way that it should be. It sounds like there's another one in the system, so this is working quite well. Let's go up this way and see if we can see any more that have maybe made their way up. No, none in the system. We're going to have to give it a little bit of time now and see if we can wait for one of these slime to come out, because I want to be sure it works and I want to see a big one come through. Random slimes! This is a really good sign. Oh, more! I stuck my head in the farm and I saw a big one going through the system, so I'm just hoping we see it up the top here because that will make my day. Should be here any moment now. Oh, here it comes. This is a big slime, and this is good news because it means big slimes are able to make it all the way to the top. So hopefully it'll just hurl itself off the edge here, and off it goes, straight down into the void. Yes! Well, the farm is working, and this is fantastic news, and I think I'm going to need a better place to view all of this chaos in the base because it's quite hard to get it. Oh no, this is a problem. Okay, well, that was a bit unexpected. It looks like slimes can still jump towards the player, so maybe this won't be as perfect a farm as I thought. But you know what? It doesn't matter. The base is all about chaos. Chaos is what we want. Chaos is what we get. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in this very unusually strange episode. To my amazing patrons, thank you so much for the support. And to all of you out there, I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, this has been Bugman CX. You've been watching Minecraft The Journey. Bye-bye. Ow!